Yo, I niggas talking shit. We do up all the rest talk shit. Yo. Hey. Oh, I know what to do.
It has been a rough go so far for Daniel Jones.
So throw that is complete, and Isaiah Hodgins on the run. And, of course, the ball comes out, and the Cowboys pick it up. Israel Mukuamu comes up with it for Dallas.
The ruling on the field is a catch, fumble, recovered by Dallas.
Hodgins on the run for what was going to be the longest play of the night for the Giants, and will be. But another defensive takeaway forced by Trayvon Diggs. Mukuamu comes up with a recovery, and the Cowboys
Let's
get
fucking
it
go,
again.
bro. We got more games to watch, bro. I'm plugging y'all niggas, bro. I'm plugging y'all niggas.
Who's this? This is Ellis. I have to help him.
Our mission is to find the weapon designated Alpha O. You are authorized to kill on sight.
They're coming to get me.
I'm a personal escort, okay? I'm like a bodyguard.
You have to protect her.
I'll do anything to keep us safe.
Leader, rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 29th. Get tickets now.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota, let's go places.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Since you're planning to watch the game today?
Yeah, I have to watch my neighbor's NFL Sunday ticket.
It's not your best plan. But you know what it is? My plan from Verizon. Switch now and they'll give you NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on them.
This plan is amazing.
Another amazing plan? Backing away from here very slowly.
Football season is here. Get NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on us. A $440
Well, I do got my jersey, but it's right here.
5G phone only on
I'm just
Verizon.
not wearing it. I should not wear it.
Where did Arby's Buffalo Boneless Wings go?
I'm gonna wear it when I play the Falcons video.
Hot Honey Barbecue, too. Wee!
Oh, you finna watch this
with
before I go to work
fries for
next week.
$5. Arby's, we have the meat.
We should never have let AI out of the box.
They're coming to get me.
Seatbelt.
This shit busting, bro. Oh, hold on.
Creator, rated PG-13.
I felt everyone's heartbeat. It was incredible.
Best act of the night.
I think America is going to love you.
I know this place.
I don't know what to say.
AGT Tuesday
Trayvon Diggs, another forced fumble. He's been around it a lot tonight.
Stephon Diggs better bring his A game into the stadium tomorrow night because baby bro Trayvon Diggs was unbelievable. And that is so calculated. That is so practiced by Dan Quinn's defense. And when you see it executed, it's a thing of beauty. It really is.
That is Deuce Vaughn with his first carry, pushed out of bounds. He got the ball from Cooper Rush, who is in a quarterback, the 6th-year man from Central Michigan, who was the backup quarterback for the Cowboys as Dak Prescott's night is done. And Rush, who was very big as a starter last year when Dak missed the 5 games with a thumb injury, won 4 and then lost the Sunday nighter against Philadelphia. Dak hands it over to him again in week 1, but under a complete reversal of circumstances. Last year, Dak broke his thumb and Rush came in. This time it's because it's 40-0. Rain teaming down now as Vaughn gains 2 yards. So you saw the Diggs pick, or the punch out, I should say. Took the ball and walked it over. No, you're not getting it. Aiton's getting it. Remember his son from Hard Knocks a couple years ago? He stole the show.
Absolutely stole the show.
Look at him.
And he's still stealing the show.
Look at that smile.
Come on, Melissa. Go over, interview. Get us an interview. Come on. We got time to kill here. Let's go hear what he has to say. He's the best.
It's hysterical. 10 to go. Third and 3, and it is Vaughn trying to get to the edge. Fatton will help erase him with Darnay Holmes, and
What quarter is
the
it?
Cowboys punting unit will come on to kick it away. A rough night for Davy Jones. 10 of 22, 2 interceptions, and then when they have connected, well, you just saw it, another turnover. 3 turnovers, sacked 6 times.
Putting Daniel Jones back out there.
I was just going to ask you that same question.
I don't think I am. I mean, there are days like this in everybody's football memory.
Tyrod Taylor is the Giants' backup. Brian Anger gets it out of there. Eric Gray will just let it go, and Dallas will down it at the 19-yard line. 9:04 to go. No
Bro, this is busting, bro.
My bucket's leaking.
I got like 30 minutes to chill.
A fish? What's back to the left? Fast. Stop taking pictures.
I need 40 minutes to chill. I'll be out 50 minutes.
Nothing, baby. All good. We're a fish ambulance. Totally.
8:50, I'm out of here.
Almost there.
Right now it's 7:58.
Okay, guys, let's go. Bye, fishy.
Life's grander in the first ever Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Being an NFL fan
You feel me?
is the greatest.
I'm
Unless
drinking
your
my
home team
drink,
doesn't match your hometown.
sparkling water.
Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in a desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with
I
giants.
got my phone on me.
But
Type
with
shit.
NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube,
I'm gonna put
you can
more
watch your
water
favorite
too.
teams out of marquee Sunday games. So no matter where you live, it'll feel a little more like home. At least on Sundays. NFL Sunday Ticket, only on YouTube and YouTube TV. Last chance to save $50.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Have you seen these Priceline deals? Where are we going?
I'm going wherever the extreme winds take me.
As a young person, you watch NFL players playing the game, and you want to one day achieve those sort of things and play at those levels.
Christian Gonzalez. To be able to represent Colombia really means a lot to me.
That has to mean something. I'm one of the few representatives of Mexican culture in the NFL.
I don't have that on my shoulders, but I like having that on my shoulders for sure.
I love watching sports, and now, thanks to AI, it's so easy.
Peacock has the most live sports of any stream.
Thanks, Allen Iverson.
Bro, I haven't seen that in a minute.
Well, week 1 of 95, it was about as bad for the Giants, about as good for the Cowboys, and Dallas is going to continue its dominance in openers against the Giants. And dominance of late as well. This will be 12 of the last 13, and Dallas wins against the Giants. And Daniel Jones still out here running, taking hits. No gain, maybe a yard on that one.
Yeah, decent story there. Damone Clark and comes out. He had to have spinal fusion surgery and missed the first 7 games as a rookie, but came back and played more snaps than any other linebacker. He was second-team All-American at LSU. Ends up a 5th-round draft pick because of some of those issues, but he could be a factor this year.
He's on that LSU championship team. This is Lawrence Cager, 4th-year man out of Georgia. Started his college career in Miami, just short of the first half. Would you have Daniel Jones in there just because you're trying to get something positive, trying to get some points on the board? There's an injury for the Giants. It's Matt Peart, who's their 3rd tackle. They had him in the lineup, and he's down.
You know, Mike, you don't lose 1.5 games, right?
Well, hang on, man. We'll finish that thought in a minute. Be right back.
I know what it's like to perform through pain. If you're like me, one of the millions suffering from pain caused by migraine, Nurtec ODT may help. It's the only medication that can treat a migraine when it strikes and prevent migraine attacks. Treat and prevent all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
We're in this together. Talk to a doctor about Nurtec ODT.
How good does it feel when Threshold Decor welcomes more seasonal style for less? When you can save on good and gather groceries and all the fall flavors. And when quality ingredients bring more to the table. When you get low prices on the latest trends. When rewards come with quality and coziness. And when you're serving up taste they love at low prices. That's totally Target.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. Want to see? Like saving for the ultimate tailgate setup. Like perfect hedges. SoFi can help you fund all your ambitions, no matter how big or small. Like investing in the athletes of tomorrow.
Packing and shipping store, the 2-sided color printing store, where everything your small business needs to make it everything it should be. The one-stop secret weapon to make a lot of noise and be unstoppable store, the UPS store.
Chris, let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K Skycam.
Here we go. It's all about Zach Martin here tonight. He had an incredible matchup throughout the course of the evening against Dexter Lawrence. Those two were battling all night long, and you see some of the great plays Zach Martin did, and then he pulls out on the edge and takes care of the quarterback, Dane Belton. But they are so happy to have that superstar, former Hall of Famer right there, Zach Martin, on their team.
Run inside with Matt Breida for a couple as Matt Peart came off during the timeout, and Joshua Izunu is in over at left tackle for the Giants. Andrew Thomas is out to start the drive. Evan Neal in at the right side as the Giants have some backups in there as well. With half the 4th quarter remaining, and the Giants down 40-0. One of the worst openers in the long history of the Giants. Coming off a 9-win playoff season. Flag down as Jones is running. They gave 3 yards on that. Keeper to the 35. But back to the flag. And so we'll come back.
holding offense. Number 78, 10 correction. Number 68, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Ben Bredesen, the guard, as we mentioned, Thomas 78 is out. The Giants go to Arizona next week, and they'll stay out on the West Coast. They'll stay in Arizona after the game because they turn around from the Arizona game on Sunday and play at San Francisco the following Thursday night. So back-to-back West Coast games. The Giants will stay out there. A lot to prove in the next week. Sack number 7 on the night for Dallas, and it's Chauncey Golston who had won all of last year.
Yeah. I mean, this is awful. I mean, I don't know what else to say. We've all been in games like this. I've played in more than my fair share where nothing goes right. The rain, the whole bit, the passing game can't get going at all. And Aaron Rodgers up next.
That's who Dallas has next.
The Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure he's paying attention.
Only good news out of that for the Giants was there was a flag downfield. So the Giants have 1st and 10 now. No sack. Right well with the carry for New York there. It's a tough start. The Giants knew that coming into the season. I mentioned the back-to-back on the West Coast, then Seattle. Seahawks losing today at Miami, and then we'll be up in Buffalo to see the Giants and Brian Daboll, who was with the Bills as the offensive coordinator before getting this job and is from the Western New York area. Grew up just a few miles from the stadium. He'll be back home in front of family. Paris Campbell finally connects with Daniel Jones, but he's thrown down by Bland. It brings up 3rd down. So I started to ask you before, like, why keep Daniel Jones in? He's getting hit, all that. Is it just trying to get something positive going so they can leave with some momentum?
I don't think so. I think it's probably almost Daniel Jones going, hey, I got us into this mess. Let me just keep going. And there's something about a football team, and in particular your quarterback, who's willing to go out in these conditions, know you have no chance whatsoever, but really say, I don't care how many times I get hit. I'm your quarterback. I'm going to stand in there. I'm going to keep running. I'm going to keep playing out here. And he'll gain a lot of respect out of this game tonight. Tough night to throw the football for both teams. No question about it with the conditions and the rain. But it's a bit of a statement, I think, by Daniel Jones. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
Ball comes out as well. Giants are able to fall on it. Mark Lewinsky was able to pick it up, and that sack that we took away from Chauncey Golston with the penalty, he gets back, and again, it is a 7th sack for the Cowboys.
I mean, they're on pace for over 100 sacks right now on the season, and it just has not. They're doing everything they can, but they're not picking up stunts. You can see the twist and the stunts that the Cowboys have been putting on them. And in particular, they have been focused on the look out.
Yeah, Fowler got a huge jump. He was offside, or rather, Sam Williams got a huge jump. Offsides. Flag comes down.
And what happens is it turns into a bit of a feeding frenzy. Guys want to pad the stats and do all that stuff. And
Offside defense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You mentioned Aaron Rodgers and the Jets and the Bills wrap up week 1 with the Monday Nighter here. Aaron always wants to get that free play when you draw a guy off sides, and sometimes you see why they kill those plays, and they'll say unabated to the quarterback because of hits like that. When you get a head start. 7, the record is 9 for an opening night for Dallas. Screen relieved the pressure with Matt Breida, and he loses the football. Harris Campbell jumps on it for the Giants. Marquise Bell knocked that one out. This Dallas defense is going to be so confident going into next week.
this is wild. I mean, just wild. They are just destroying the Giants. Destroying them. I mean, some of these hits tonight have been extraordinary. And we're down to the backup guys in the game right now. But I tell you, you know who hit it right on the head is Mike McCarthy. He said, I've never had a team that the defense picked off right where they left off at the end of the season. And this defense did.
Darius Slayton there with the catch. You talked about Dan Quinn earlier, and you know, Chris, defensive coordinators so often have a style, a pressure style, things like that. There are connections. But Dan Quinn has connected with his players. He was the head coach in Atlanta. I know the way the Super Bowl ended and all that, but go back to Seattle. Dan Quinn really is able to get on the same page with his guys, and they love playing for him.
It was probably the biggest move of the offseason was Dan Quinn returning. Because the brotherhood and all that they establish and all that they talk about, but they have only begun to unwrap what they're going to do from a pressure standpoint. I know they have a bunch left on that play sheet that they didn't get to tonight. They didn't have to.
4th and 14 and pressure there on Jones. Incomplete, turned over on downs. Dallas will take over with 3:10 to go. Gives us a chance to look at some of the headlines from week 1. Chris, the Browns beat the Bengals, and Joe Burrow, after the contract but not being able to play all preseason, really looked rusty. 45% completion.
The Bengals looked a little like the Giants tonight. It was wet, it was raining, they weren't throwing the ball effectively.
How good did San Francisco look?
You know, Christian McCaffrey, really, since he went out there, it has just been a different football team. Brandon Ayuk with a huge day today.
And the first-round quarterbacks each losing their debut. Bryce Young with Carolina, C.J. Stroud with Houston, Anthony Richardson, who had some moments but also took some very big hits in that Colts loss to Jacksonville. And it felt like the Dolphins and Chargers. They just throw them out on the field, and it's up and down the field. Doesn't matter which generation, which quarterback. But look at the numbers by Tua, 4th all-time for passing yards in a season opener. Tyreek Hill said he's going to get 2,000. Well, he's 10% of the way there.
He is on his way. It really was. It was some game to watch. And it's sort of like, it's almost like old AFL football. Remember?
Absolutely.
It's like, how far can I throw this one?
Going back and forth. We were watching as we get ready for the game. Back and forth between that game of the Patriots and the Eagles. Really good games in the late window. It's going to be a week 1 where the road team wins again here. Started with the Lions winning Kansas City. Continues here. It's 10 road wins of the 14 week 1 games. It's similar to the pattern that developed last year as well. Head down here to the 2-minute warning, and 40-0 for the Cowboys. And as soon as we are officially done here, it's the Chevrolet postgame. Melissa will interview the star of the game, and we'll take a little deeper dive into next week's Dolphins-Patriots matchup in Foxborough. Great to see honoring Tom Brady in Foxborough earlier today. Tom will be in the Hall of Fame at some point. A Hall of Famer needs to be recognized for a moment here. Gil Brandt, who was one of the premier executives in the National Football League, revolutionized so much in football and scouting as well, passed away. There he is with Jerry Jones when he got his bust to go into the Hall of Fame. There's Jerry has been watching on. And all the Cowboys family felt the loss of Gil Brandt. Any of us who were around the league always saw Gil Brandt. Gil Brandt could talk to you about any player in the league for 50, 60 years and tell you his high school, tell you something about his hometown. He was truly one of the special people in the league.
Yeah, and I tell you, Jerry Jones paid him quite a tribute, and he really acknowledged the significance, because he sort of brought the computerized scouting system into the National Football League, and the Cowboys for a while were just ahead of everybody else in the game, and Gil Brandt was a huge part of it. I mean, he was so much fun to run into in the field before we would do a broadcast, because he always had, you know, more stories than you could take on. So I love being around Gil Brandt.
Tex Schramm, the GM, Gil Brandt, Tom Landry, part of that great Cowboys run. And then for many who didn't remember Gil Brandt, the executive, if you're big hardcore fans, you listen to the Sirius XM NFL radio channel, Gil Brandt was on, and you'd listen. I'd be in the car, and you'd just be waiting for a Gil Brandt story. I remember 1967 scouting this guy in this town, and one of the true special people in the league. And he is missed, and was honored by so many people around the league when he passed away.
Yeah. Mike, I can remember a game in which I played in New England. And back in the days, the Patriots, when they scored a touchdown, they play Moni Moni, the song. Remember Moni Moni?
You want to sing it?
I may in a minute.
Okay.
And so at the end of the game, we're getting beat like 56-7. I'm not kidding you. I mean, it's ridiculous. Worse than this out here.
Okay.
And on the bench, we're all sort of sitting there going, Moni Moni, hey, Moni Moni. We did. I'm not kidding. I'm like, this is the worst defeat in the history of football. If we're singing their fight song,
because you kept hearing it over and over.
So many times you knew all the words.
Well, the Giants will try to lick their wounds. The other side of this, Dallas, we mentioned they'll play Aaron Rodgers and the Jets in week 2. Then they follow the Giants going to Arizona, have the Patriots, and we'll see one of the heavyweight matchups in the NFC when Dallas goes out to San Francisco, the team that beat them in the playoffs and ended their season the last 2 years. It'll be early October on a Sunday night in Santa Clara. 4th down here for the Cowboys. It's been mostly Cooper Rush handing to Deuce Vaughn. Vaughn 6 carries, 8 yards. And on 4th and 4, Cooper's going to get the throw. And it's too high and incomplete. The Giants will take over with 1:10 to go. No, it's 40-0. It's in good shape. Dan Quinn just came down from the box. He's down there on the sideline. You enjoy it with his guys as this one will end with a big-time Cowboy opening night victory.
Such a good guy. Always with that hat on backwards and punching and beating on it. That's who he is, I'm telling you.
Connection to the brotherhood. Somewhere in there is Tyrod Taylor. He takes over at quarterback as Daniel Jones' night is done. 13th year in the league for Taylor. His 2nd year as the backup for Daniel Jones. He will escape and run with a flag down behind the play. Taylor gets out to the 38-yard line. It gives us a second talk about the other side. And Trey Lance is a quarterback now for the Dallas Cowboys. That trade late in the preseason. There he is. He's the 3rd quarterback. That's the new rule in the NFL where if the first 2 cannot play because of injury or disqualification.
Holding offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty, replay first out.
Then the 3rd quarterback can come in. So this is a night where you say it's 40-0. Maybe throw Trey Lance in for a series. You can't because the other 2 are still healthy and able to play. But he's there and watching, and we'll see what the Cowboys have in him as we go through the next year plus.
Well, what did Dak say about it? He said, you can't stop talking about us. We won't let you. That's kind of all you needed to know.
Gary Brightwell takes just past midfield. Devin Harper, the tackle for Dallas. Final 50 seconds of this one. Can you flush it? Can you just say, okay, it's just one, it's fine, no big deal? How hard will it be for the Giants this week?
You know, I mean, the weird part of football is if they had gotten beat tonight on a last-second field goal, there's no different than this one, right? You get 1 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down after tonight's game, and that's all it is.
Brightwell again, and the Cowboys playing to the very last snap. Durant Bland with that. And it is time to pack it up. Shout out to Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys folks who wore FDNY for the fire department in New York and New York Police Department ball caps with 9/11 coming in less than an hour. Great sign of respect from Dallas. And a dominant performance by Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys here tonight. What a way to start this season as they come to the Giants and hand the Giants about as big an opening week loss as we've seen in the NFL in almost a quarter century. 40-0. The Cowboys win, beat the Giants for the 12th time in the last 13. The Chevrolet postgame show is coming up. But first, these messages from your local NBC station.
Will the Voice reigning champion?
I won this competition last season.
Break out his signature move.
Who do you choose? This is so hard.
And there's the Nile Smile. The Voice, September 25th on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Now what? You say it when things get out of hand. At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable, too. Like when you realize a recipe is just one gift you can give them. Ask, now what? Here's what. You get life insurance from Prudential and help protect your family like you protect a family recipe. Who's your rock? Ask your employer about Prudential benefits or speak to an advisor today.
I may be known for my legendary football career, but truth is, I love a bunch of sports. The only trouble is knowing where to find them. That's why I got Xfinity, so I can easily find and watch whatever sport I'm into, all in one place without missing a thing. Even if it's football, Australian football, or football. In a word, it's Fitz-credible. Gonna trademark that one.
And this season, Xfinity Internet and TV customers can get up to $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube.
How did a small-town kid get here? It was never about starting off perfect. It was just about starting. Replacing self-doubt with self-care. And learning how food can heal. It's all about having the right support from people who understand what you need. Because I'm not your average Joe, and neither are you.
Born in Atlanta, that means something here. It means you were raised amongst the trees and the skyscrapers and the people. It means you grew up cheering for our team, no matter what. It means you know how to play well with others. And those that leave to do big things never really leave. It means when you grow, you help Atlanta grow. Introducing the new Corral Pavilion at Great. Atlanta born and now raised.
Watch 11 Alive Sports Extra with Maria Martin tonight at 11:30.
Welcome to the Chevrolet postgame. Here now, Mike Tirico.
Dominant right from the start with a blocked field goal, offense, defense, special teams, everything. Dallas wins 40-0, the worst opening game shutout in the NFL since the Browns returned in 1999, and Pittsburgh beat them 43-0. Our players of the game tonight can go everywhere on the Cowboys. We'll go with Dak Prescott and his total performance. Tony Pollard, 2 touchdowns in game 1 as the top running back of the Cowboys, and the defense was outstanding throughout. And here is Melissa Stark with the Cowboys quarterback.
Well, Dak told us this week, whenever the Cowboys play the Giants, it is a heavyweight fight. This was a total knockout. What impressed you most?
Just the discipline of our team, getting up early, staying committed to it, not getting ahead of ourselves. All 3 phases. I don't know really what I have this for. I think this belongs to the defense. These guys, offensive line, made it easy, a fun game, way to start this season off.
And this guy over here, 2 touchdowns for you, and now the #1 running back. How would you describe this win?
Man, I'm just blessed. Blessed to be back on the field, be back healthy. Grateful for the opportunity. We prepare so hard all week. We put in the work. We kill ourselves all week in practice for these moments, and then we come out and put on a show like this.
Yeah, and what was it like to have Mike McCarthy in your ear calling the plays for the first time?
It was great. Something that I look forward to. He has a great way of getting them in, keeping our tempo going, whether we're in the huddle, outside of the huddle. He knows what he wants to do. It's fun. It's fun. It's just getting started.
Just getting started. Now you head back home and you host the other New York team, the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers. You guys have had a couple of good battles. What can we expect?
Obviously, always got to respect Aaron. One of the best to do it. They've got a great defense, but we'll be ready. We're going to prepare our asses off this week and make sure we're ready to go.
Congratulations, guys.
All right, Melissa, thanks. They'll go for the full Sinatra. They'll go from New York to start the season. This week on Peacock, head to the Dutton Ranch and stream every episode of Yellowstone. Plus, your pre- and post-game commentary fix. Don't miss Pro Football Talk and Sunday Night Football Final. And for all of you still hanging with us, thanks. And we're going to take a look at the Dolphins and Patriots next Sunday night in Foxborough, when Chris and I come back to East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Mom, I got the job. Yeah, I feel like it's all coming together.
Introducing the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax with all the tech. Here we go. We're going home, Mom. And all the room for all of life's firsts. Your first new car is here. The all-new Chevy Trax, starting under $22,000.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Ooh, so this is your plan?
Well, I have to watch their NFL Sunday ticket.
That's not a great plan, but this is my plan from Verizon.
Football season is here. Get NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on us, a $449 value. Plus, get a free 5G phone, only on Verizon.
The cost of home ownership has been a struggle, with utility prices rising. Sweetie, can you practice that somewhere else?
The good news is new customers who bundle and save with Progressive save over 20% on average.
Sorry, she's just really good at that.
David's Bridal, where brides and bridesmaids get fabulously dressed. We let our friends pick out what we wear, show off our dance moves, obsess over every little detail. Hold your hand through it all. Smile bravely when it's time to let go. Make your dreams come true. Wedding dresses starting under $200. Bridesmaids dresses starting under $100. The things we do for love. Only at David's Bridal.
Welcome back to the Chevrolet postgame.
The Patriots are Super Bowl champions, led by the greatest quarterback, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Mac Jones came to play today, boy. To his back. Mac Jones. They came out smoking. Mac Jones has been on fire. He got the gritty going. A perfect throw by Tua. It is going to be a fantastic night.
A lot of anticipation in the AFC East. Every game's got a big feel, and that'll be next Sunday night. It was kind of interesting to watch the game and see the shots of Tom Brady sitting next to Robert Kraft and Jonathan Kraft in the owner's box. A great honor there. But let's talk about the Patriots for a second, because while Tua had 466 yards passing, New England had a lot of yards, 465 in the loss to Philly.
Well, and I think everybody considers Philadelphia to be at least one of the 2 or 3 favorites in this whole thing this year, right? And they jump out 16-0, and I'm thinking, oh, man, why are we doing the Patriots, and they're going to be a down year? And they never gave up. I mean, in true Bill Belichick kind of form, they just kept slugging, had a chance there at the end of the game. But it's so good to see Tua playing like that after all he'd been through physically a season ago. And Tyreek lost his mind today. I mean, he was up and down the field. Amazing performance, really.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch the week one. All the guessing of what's it going to look like. Now we know what it looks like for teams. So we'll dig into the tape, and we will have fun with you next Sunday night from Foxborough. And before we say goodnight, we need to say thank you to our crew.
Yes.
Everybody who's in Dallas Thursday. These are always tough weeks when you travel half the country and go from Thursday night to Sunday night, bring all of the equipment. Put on top of that massive travel delays. Any of you traveling this week, you know how tough it was with weather. And our crew drove hours, 3-4 connections just to get here and bring you Sunday night. And they made it look like $1 million as usual, even though the building wasn't available until early Saturday. Thank you.
We'll just say you have no idea what these people went through this week.
Thank you all. Be with the best in the business. Get out of here safe and get some rest, which we all will do. Our final score tonight, Dallas 40, the Giants nothing. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. And thanks to Rob Highland, Drew Esikoff leading that great Sunday night football team. With Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCauley, Mike Tirico. Good night from East Rutherford. In dominant fashion, Dallas 40, the Giants nothing. Good night.
NBC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. Premier League is built on hope, the hope of rewriting history. This is the Premier League on NBC and Peacock.
A deadly UGA crash leaves so many unanswered questions. New video provides a better understanding into what happened that night. We go through it all to piece together the moments and the facts leading up to this accident. Only on 11 Alive News, Monday at 6.
I may be known for my legendary football career, but truth is, I love a bunch of sports. The only trouble is knowing where to find them. That's why I got Xfinity, so I can easily find and watch whatever sport I'm into, all in one place without missing a thing. Even if it's football, Australian football, or football. In a word, it's Fitz-credible. Gotta trademark that one.
And this season, Xfinity Internet and TV customers can get up to $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 27%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people like Sam who make
Everyday products designed smarter.
Like a smart coffee grinder that orders fresh beans for you.
oh, genius. For more breakthroughs like that,
I need a breakthrough card.
like ours, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more.
Plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases.
And with greater spending potential, Sam can keep making smart ideas.
Brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card from Chase for Business. Make more of it yours.
My brother Tim was paralyzed at Disney World. We got to see what happens when you're poor and you got a big injury, and we ended up hiring the wrong lawyer. When I see these clients in my lobby, I see my brother Tim, and I don't want him or them to ever have that kind of representation. I want them to have their best chance of winning and the best chance to put their life back together the best way they can.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. starts now.
We're staying on top of breaking news tonight out of Gwinnett County. One person is behind bars after a deadly road rage shooting. This happened just after noon at the intersection of Harbins and Dickens there in Lilburn. That's a look at the scene at the entrance of Durham Ridge subdivision. Police have charged Luis Cruz of Tucker with felony murder. He's locked up at this hour. We did talk to Lilburn police right after this shooting happened.
In the metro areas, these type of things cannot be solved with gunfire and violence. They need to be solved, through other peaceful means. And this sort of thing, unfortunately, is happening more and more often. And today it touched the citizens of Florida.
Police say a second person was shot. That person rushed to the hospital and is recovering at this hour. Well, 3 years ago today, K-9 Officer Blue was shot and killed in the line of duty. In his honor, Gwinnett County leaders and police dedicated a dog park just for him. This comes just days after Clayton County Police lost one of their K-9 officers. Teresa Bowles has more on what these dogs mean to these departments.
When asked about an officer's relationship with their K-9, both police departments described it as like losing a member of the family.
3, 2, 1.
Now, this friendly face won't be forgotten.
These dogs are our family. They go home with us every day. They ride in the truck. We're with them pretty much 24/7.
The dog days were cut short when K-9 Officer Blue made the ultimate sacrifice.
His actions on that day likely saved the lives of several of our SWAT team officers.
Blue was killed during a shootout while Gwinnett County Police were tracking a suspect in Norcross 3 years ago. An eerily similar story happened 2 counties over. A Clayton County Police dog died after being shot while tracking a suspect just a week ago.
Our K-9 is part of our family. It's a police department family. We don't separate on what we do, but we're still dealing with that tragic loss.
Blue's handler, Corporal William Webb, understands that loss all too well, but Sunday, he was overwhelmed by the support.
It's important to have a legacy left, and I think this honors Blue and the sacrifice. What better way to say, hey, we're going to remember you by putting up your sign in a dog park, a place where you love to play.
And now when other dogs dogs come to play at the park, their owners can remember him too.
He did what he was supposed to, and I couldn't be prouder. Hence why when we come to this park and every time I see that sign, I'll be nothing but proud for that dog.
Webb says although his pride is mixed with sadness, he still loves his job, and the legacy lives on as his second best friend is getting all trained up.
Knowing that, it just makes the stakes higher. It makes me want to train harder and harder to make sure that, hey, this dog's ready. So when that day comes, that none of my friends get hurt.
Blue had served for just over a year with the Gwinnett County Police Department as the agency's first dedicated SWAT canine. Waro was wearing a protective vest, but the bullet missed it. We're still waiting to hear back on funeral plans for him.
Well, right now we're doing a check-in with meteorologist Andrew Wilson. Andrew, it was a nice day out there for that park dedication. The showers moved out.
Yeah, you know, it was beautiful out there. We ended up having some quieter conditions outside, and it was nice to have that. Just a few showers this afternoon. And then as we made our way into this evening, those rain chances have really gone down. Taking a look out towards the tropics, you know, today is the climatological peak of hurricane season, and we have been through a lot of the list here as we've headed throughout these last few weeks. Especially, we've had a lot of activity. Of course, this is typically when we have that higher amount of activity in the season. Taking a look out towards the tropics right now, here's what we have going on out there. You see that we have Hurricane Lee, Tropical Storm Margot, and then also a 10% chance of development along with a 40% chance of development that's closer on towards Africa. I kind of want to take a closer look at Lee over here because Lee is going to be the next system that we have to keep a close eye on. This system is kind of making its way off towards the north here as we head throughout the next few days. It's going to be turning and then staying offshore. So that's the good news there. Again, that's just one of the latest names that we've had on our list. Margot, that was way out there. That's going straight up to the north and isn't a threat to land. So a little up down in the tropics there. Let's take a look outside at the radar, showing that we just have a few brief showers. That's kind of closer on over here towards the Alabama border. These showers are going to be kind of spotty as we head throughout the overnight time frame. Just a slight chance for rain. Maybe even one right there over Sandy Springs. Maybe hearing a heavy downpour there if you're closer towards the I-285 and then Georgia 400 corridors. Checking out the 11 Alive app at 78 degrees right now with a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky over Atlanta. We head into the overnight time frame, and you see that we'll have that partly cloudy sky, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. at the bus stop. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s. Not expecting any rain there to start off the day on Monday, but as we head into the afternoon, we will have a slight chance for a few brief showers. Make sure you download that 11 Alive app so you can get an update on the forecast whenever you're on the go. Moving into the rest of the week, we are going to have some cooler temperatures and also some drier conditions. We'll let you know when that arrives. Coming up, Cody.
All right, Andrew, we'll see in a few minutes. Will soon be a happy reunion for a dog owner separated from her pet when she arrived on a Delta flight into Atlanta last month. Paula Rodriguez and her dog you see there left the Dominican Republic more than 3 weeks ago, headed to California. During a layover here in Atlanta, there was a problem with Rodriguez's visa. Rodriguez was ordered to fly back home, separating her from her dog. And the dog was actually lost for about 3 weeks until today. The dog was spotted in a cargo area at the airport, and now plans are underway to reunite those two. I know that was a huge story online. Well, first, here on 11 Alive this year, September 11th anniversary will be a little different for two families affected by the attack. After 22 years, the remains of their loved ones have finally been identified. Their families, they have requested for their names not to be released publicly. The IDs are the first since September 2021. And more is left to be done. More than 1,000 people still remain unidentified. Well, as the country gears up for a somber anniversary in just a few hours, some people right here in Buckhead are using a sporting event to honor lives lost. Remember the first responders who rushed into the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001. Today, people came to the football stadium at the 11th School off Paces Ferry Road, running around the track and up the stairs you see here for a symbolic reflection on this tragic day.
I know that I, for one, would never have been able to make it up all of those flights of steps. I probably wouldn't have even been up one floor and all of that equipment. So my heart really goes out to all of the men and women who, took the courage to make those steps.
The event was also aimed at raising money for Tuesday's Children. It's an organization that helps victims and families of 9/11 first responders. Well, tomorrow we'll share with you new details about the crash of this year that took the lives of UGA football player Devin Wilcock and staffer Chandler Croy. Now, back in January, the two died in a car crash just hours after the Bulldogs celebrated the team's back-to-back college football playoff national championships. Now, new video is giving a clear understanding into what happened that night. We'll have the story you'll see only on 11 Alive Monday night at 6. Well, tonight on 11 Alive, the Atlanta Police Department changing its policy for issuing traffic tickets. Coming up, the reason why and what this means for drivers.
After an accident, always call an experienced personal injury attorney first. Our winning team will protect your rights and see that you get the most money possible. That's the Strong Arm.
Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
When you have more time being a person than a patient, it means more firsts, relationships, and connect.
Mm.